What if I told you that the secret to reclaiming your energy, sharpening your mind, and feeling like yourself again isn't locked behind a prescription pad or a $200 bottle of supplements, but is already sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now? I'm talking about something so simple, so overlooked, that when I first discovered the research behind it, I actually laughed. Then I tested it on myself. Then I started recommending it to my patients. And now, I'm watching women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s report changes they haven't felt in years. But here's where it gets interesting, and a little controversial. The wellness industry doesn't want you to know about this because you can't patent Whole Foods. You can't charge $80 a bottle for something that costs $2 to make. So before you scroll past this, give me the next few minutes. Because what I'm about to share could fundamentally change how you think about aging, hormones, and vitality. Introduction. For those just joining me, I'm Dr. Sarah Brown, a board-certified integrative medicine physician with 15 years of clinical experience. I've spent over a decade working specifically with women navigating perimenopause, menopause, hormonal imbalances, and the frustrating symptoms that seem to appear out of nowhere in midlife. The brain fog that makes you forget why you walked into a room, the afternoon energy crashes that leave you reaching for your third coffee, the sleep disruptions that have you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., and yes, the changes in libido and intimacy that nobody really wants to talk about but everyone is quietly struggling with. Here's what I want you to understand right from the start. You are not broken. Your body is not giving up on you. What's happening is that the signaling systems in your body, your hormones, your inflammation pathways, your blood vessel health, are under stress from decades of modern living. But here's the beautiful truth. Your body is constantly listening, constantly adapting, constantly ready to heal when you give it the right building blocks. And that's exactly what this evening ritual does. Now, before I reveal the complete formula, I need you to do something for me. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing this global community of women who refuse to accept that midlife means giving up on feeling vibrant. And if you find value in what I share today, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the evidence-based health strategies I post every single week. Myth-busting section. Let's address the elephant in the room. There's a pervasive myth in our culture that declining hormones, decreasing energy, weight that won't budge, and fading vitality are just inevitable. That's just what happens when you get older, they say. Your doctor might even dismiss your concerns with "it's normal for your age." But let me tell you something that might surprise you. While certain biological changes are natural with age, the severity and speed of decline are absolutely not predetermined. In fact, much of what we've been taught to accept as normal aging is actually chronic inflammation, nutrient deficiency, circadian rhythm disruption, and accumulated oxidative stress, all of which are modifiable. Your body is producing hormones right now as I speak. Your mitochondria are generating energy. Your blood vessels are working to deliver oxygen and nutrients. The question isn't whether these systems can work, it's whether you're giving them the support they need to work optimally. This is where most conventional approaches fall short. They wait until something breaks, then try to patch it with medication. But what if instead, we worked with your body's innate wisdom? What if we provided the raw materials for hormone production, the compounds that protect your vascular system, and the nutrients that calm inflammation, all at once, in a synergistic blend that works while you sleep? That's the power of what I'm about to share with you. The foundation. Ingredient number 1. Extra virgin olive oil. The cornerstone of this evening ritual is high-quality, extra virgin olive oil. And I cannot stress enough, this is not about any olive oil. You want cold-pressed, extra virgin, preferably in a dark glass bottle. This matters more than you might think. From a biological standpoint, extra virgin olive oil is extraordinarily rich in monounsaturated fatty acids, particularly oleic acid. Now, why does this matter for hormone health? Because all of your steroid hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, are built from cholesterol and fat. Your body literally cannot manufacture these hormones without adequate healthy fat intake. But olive oil does so much more than just provide building blocks. It contains over 30 different polyphenolic compounds. These are plant molecules with profound anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Two of the most powerful are oleocanthal and hydroxytyrosol. Research shows these compounds reduce inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, which when chronically elevated, interfere with hormone receptor sensitivity and vascular function. Think of inflammation like static on a radio signal. Your brain is trying to send messages to your ovaries, your thyroid, your adrenal glands, but if there's too much inflammatory static, those signals get scrambled. The result? Hormone production becomes erratic, energy crashes, mood swings, and all those symptoms you've been told to just deal with. From an emotional perspective, I want to address the fear many women have around dietary fat. For decades, we were told that fat makes you fat, that it clogs your arteries, that we should eat low-fat everything. This advice has been one of the most damaging nutritional myths of the last 50 years. The truth is, healthy fats like those in olive oil actually improve cardiovascular function, support brain health, and are essential for hormone balance. When I explain this to my patients, I often see a visible shift, like a weight has been lifted. You mean I can enjoy healthy fats without guilt? Yes. Absolutely. Your body needs them. Practically speaking, incorporating olive oil into your evening routine creates a foundation for everything else we're about to add. It's your anchor, your base, the carrier that helps deliver all the other therapeutic compounds we'll be mixing in. The circulation enhancer. Ingredient number 2. Garlic. The second component of this blend might surprise you: fresh garlic. Now, I know what you're thinking: garlic breath before bed? Stay with me, because the benefits far outweigh any concern about aroma, and I'll show you how to make this palatable. When you crush or chop fresh garlic and allow it to rest for about 10 minutes, an enzymatic reaction occurs that produces allicin. This sulfur-containing compound is responsible for most of garlic's therapeutic effects. Allicin and its metabolites have been shown in numerous studies to promote vascular relaxation, reduce blood pressure, and improve endothelial function. That's the inner lining of your blood vessels. Why does this matter so profoundly for women in midlife? Because declining estrogen levels directly impact vascular health. Estrogen has a protective effect on blood vessels, keeping them flexible and responsive. As estrogen declines, many women experience increased blood pressure, reduced circulation, and what we call endothelial dysfunction. Essentially, your blood vessels become less able to dilate and constrict appropriately. Poor circulation doesn't just affect your heart health. It affects everything: brain function, brain fog, energy levels, your cells need oxygen, temperature regulation, cold hands and feet, anyone, and yes, sexual function. Adequate blood flow is absolutely essential for arousal, sensation, and pleasure. This is something we don't talk about enough in women's health. While everyone focuses on erectile dysfunction in men, we ignore that women's sexual response is equally dependent on healthy blood flow. When circulation improves, many of my patients report not just better physical response, but renewed confidence and connection in their intimate relationships. Practically, one crushed clove of garlic mixed into this blend is sufficient. And because we're pairing it with lemon juice and other aromatic ingredients, the flavor becomes mellow, almost pleasant, bright and warming rather than harsh. The protector. Ingredient number 3. Fresh lemon juice. Our third ingredient is fresh lemon juice, and this is where the formula becomes truly elegant because each component amplifies the others. Biologically, lemon is a powerhouse of vitamin C, ascorbic acid, one of the most important antioxidants for vascular health. Here's why this matters. Your body produces a signaling molecule called nitric oxide, which tells your blood vessels to relax and dilate. This allows blood to flow more freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed. But here's the problem. Nitric oxide is extremely vulnerable to destruction by oxidative stress. Essentially, molecular damage from things like poor diet, stress, pollution, and yes, natural aging. Vitamin C acts as a bodyguard for nitric oxide, protecting it from degradation and actually enhancing its production. Additionally, vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis. Collagen isn't just about skin, it's a structural protein that gives your blood vessel walls strength and elasticity. As we age and as estrogen declines, collagen production naturally decreases. This is why supplementing with vitamin C through whole food sources becomes increasingly important. From an emotional and experimental standpoint, this is often where women start noticing the first changes. Within a couple of weeks of consistent use, they report feeling more clear-headed, recovering faster from workouts, experiencing steadier energy throughout the day, and even noticing improvements in their skin tone and texture. One patient of mine, Linda, age 54, told me after 3 weeks, "I didn't realize how foggy I'd been feeling until the fog lifted. It's like someone turned the brightness up on my life." Practically, we're using just 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. This small amount provides a significant dose of vitamin C while also balancing the flavors in the blend, making it something you'll actually look forward to taking each evening. The vitality root. Ingredient number 4. Ginger. The fourth ingredient is ginger, specifically, fresh grated ginger root, and this is where we tap into thousands of years of traditional medicine wisdom that's now being validated by modern science. Ginger contains powerful bioactive compounds called gingerols and shogals. These compounds have been extensively studied for their anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and circulation-enhancing properties. But what's particularly relevant for women in midlife is ginger's effect on metabolic health and microcirculation. Let me explain what I mean by microcirculation. We often think about blood flow in terms of major vessels, your arteries and veins. But the real magic happens in the tiny capillaries, the smallest blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients directly to your cells. As we age and deal with metabolic stress, these tiny vessels can become less functional. Ginger has been shown to improve this microcirculation, essentially helping your body deliver nutrients more efficiently at the cellular level. Additionally, ginger helps stabilize blood sugar. This is crucial because blood sugar roller coasters, those spikes and crashes throughout the day, don't just affect your energy. They trigger inflammatory responses, disrupt hormone signaling, and contribute to that tired but wired feeling so many women experience. Several studies have specifically looked at ginger's effects on reproductive health and hormone balance. While much of this research has been done in the context of fertility, the mechanisms apply broadly. Reduced oxidative stress in reproductive tissues, improved hormone receptor sensitivity, and enhanced circulation to endocrine glands. Emotionally, blood sugar stability translates to mood stability. When your glucose isn't crashing mid-afternoon, you don't experience that same irritability, anxiety, or desperate need for sugar and caffeine. You feel more even, more present, more like yourself. Practically, we're using about half a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. If you don't have fresh, you can use a quarter teaspoon of dried ginger powder, though fresh is always preferable for maximum nutrient density. The ginger adds a warming, slightly spicy note to the blend that feels energizing and comforting at the same time. The anti-inflammatory powerhouse, ingredient number 5. Turmeric with black pepper. Now we come to what I consider the crown jewel of this formula. Turmeric, activated with black pepper. And the activation part is absolutely critical. So please don't skip the black pepper. Let me explain why. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which is one of the most extensively researched natural anti-inflammatory agents in the world. We're talking about thousands of peer-reviewed studies documenting its effects on everything from joint health to brain function to cardiovascular protection. But here's the catch that most people don't know. Curcumin, on its own, has extremely poor bioavailability. Your body simply can't absorb it efficiently. This is where black pepper becomes transformative. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which inhibits certain enzymes in your digestive system that would normally break down curcumin before it can be absorbed. The research is stunning. Piperine increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. That's not a typo. 20 times more effective when combined with black pepper. So what does curcumin actually do once it's in your system? It works at the cellular level to reduce chronic, low-grade inflammation, the kind of inflammation that doesn't cause obvious pain or swelling, but quietly undermines your health day after day, year after year. This type of inflammation is increasingly recognized as a root cause of hormone dysregulation, metabolic dysfunction, cardiovascular disease, and accelerated aging. Here's what's happening in your body right now. Various stressors, poor sleep, processed foods, environmental toxins, chronic stress, trigger inflammatory signaling pathways. Your cells start producing inflammatory molecules called cytokines. These cytokines interfere with insulin sensitivity, disrupt the communication between your brain and your endocrine glands, damage blood vessel linings, and even cross into your brain where they contribute to brain fog and mood changes. Curcumin acts like a dimmer switch on these inflammatory pathways. It doesn't suppress your immune system. You still need inflammation for fighting infections and healing injuries. Instead, it modulates the inflammatory response, bringing it back into balance. From a women's health perspective specifically, there's emerging research showing that curcumin may help with estrogen metabolism, supporting the breakdown of estrogen into beneficial rather than problematic metabolites. This is particularly relevant as we navigate perimenopause and menopause when estrogen fluctuations can feel chaotic. Emotionally and experientially, the effects of reducing chronic inflammation are profound, though they're often subtle at first. Patients describe it as feeling clearer, lighter, more resilient. Joint stiffness that you thought was just part of aging starts to ease. Recovery after exercise improves. That constant underlying fatigue begins to lift. Your thinking feels sharper. I had a patient, Margaret, age 58, who came to me with what she described as whole body stiffness, not quite pain, but a constant sense of discomfort that made movement feel effortful. After 6 weeks on this protocol combined with other anti-inflammatory strategies, she came into my office practically dancing. I forgot what it felt like to move without thinking about it, she told me with tears in her eyes. Practically speaking, we're using just a pinch of turmeric, about a quarter teaspoon, and a small pinch of black pepper. This turns your olive oil blend a beautiful golden color, adds an earthy, slightly peppery flavor, and activates one of nature's most powerful healing compounds. The complete formula. Putting it all together. Now that you understand each ingredient and the biological wisdom behind it, let me walk you through the exact preparation. This should take you less than 5 minutes, and I encourage you to make it a mindful ritual rather than just another task on your to-do list. Here's what you'll need. 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, cold-pressed, in a dark bottle if possible, 1 fresh garlic clove, crushed or finely minced, 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, about 1/8 of a lemon, 1/2 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger, or 1/4 teaspoon dried ginger powder, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, or fresh grated turmeric if you have it, a small pinch of black pepper, freshly ground is ideal. The preparation ritual. First, crush or finely mince your garlic clove and set it aside for 10 minutes. This waiting period is crucial. It's when the enzymatic reaction happens that produces allicin. While you're waiting, you can grate your ginger, squeeze your lemon, and gather your other ingredients. After the 10 minutes, add your olive oil to a small bowl. Whisk in the crushed garlic. Add the lemon juice, grated ginger, turmeric, and black pepper. Whisk everything together until you have a beautiful, golden, aromatic mixture. How to take it? You have several options here, and I encourage you to experiment to find what works best for you. Option 1, the quick shot. Simply take it as a concentrated shot, followed by a glass of water. This is the fastest method and ensures you get the full therapeutic dose without dilution. Option 2, the salad drizzle. Pour it over a bed of leafy greens, tomatoes, cucumber, or any vegetables you enjoy. This turns it into a delicious salad dressing while adding fiber and additional nutrients. Option 3, the dipping ritual. Use it as a dip for whole grain sourdough bread, raw vegetables, or steamed asparagus or broccoli. This makes it feel more like a treat than a supplement. Option 4, the warm elixir. Mix it into a cup of warm, not boiling, bone broth or vegetable broth. The warmth can be especially comforting in the evening and may enhance absorption. Now, you might be wondering, why specifically in the evening? Why not morning or afternoon? The answer lies in understanding your body's circadian rhythms, your internal biological clock. Your endocrine system operates on a carefully choreographed 24-hour cycle. Different hormones peak at different times, and this timing isn't random. It's optimized for survival and function. Most of your body's repair and regeneration happens during sleep. This includes hormone synthesis, cellular cleanup, immune system activity, and tissue repair. Growth hormone peaks about 1 to 2 hours after you fall into deep sleep. Cortisol drops to its lowest point around midnight, then begins rising in the early morning hours. Melatonin rises in the evening to prepare you for sleep. By taking this mixture with your evening meal or shortly before bed, you're providing your body with the raw materials and protective compounds it needs right when it's about to enter its most intensive repair phase. The healthy fats become available for hormone production during the night. The anti-inflammatory compounds work while you sleep to calm inflammatory signaling. The circulation-enhancing ingredients support overnight cardiovascular function. Additionally, some of these ingredients, particularly ginger and turmeric, can support healthy digestion, which is beneficial before a period of fasting, overnight. Good digestion ensures you're actually absorbing and utilizing the nutrients from your evening meal. There's also a psychological component here that I think is important. Creating an evening ritual signals to your body and mind that you're transitioning from doing mode to resting mode. It's a small act of self-care that bookends your day. You're not just taking a supplement, you're honoring your body's needs and creating a moment of intentionality. Setting realistic expectations. The timeline. I need to be very clear with you about expectations because we live in a world of instant gratification and exaggerated marketing claims. This is not a magic potion. You will not drink this once and wake up transformed. Here's what the realistic timeline looks like based on my clinical experience with hundreds of patients. Week 1 to 2. The subtle shifts. Most women don't notice dramatic changes in the first 2 weeks. What you might notice are small things: sleeping slightly more soundly, waking up feeling a bit more refreshed, maybe fewer afternoon energy crashes. Some women report better digestion or feeling less bloated. These early changes are your body beginning to respond to consistent anti-inflammatory support and better nutrient availability. Week 3 to 4. The emerging patterns. This is typically when changes become more noticeable and consistent. Energy feels more stable throughout the day. Brain fog begins to clear. You're finding words more easily, remembering things better. Physical recovery after exercise improves. Some women notice their mood is more even, less reactive. Joint stiffness or minor aches may start to ease. Week 5 to 8. The consolidation. By the second month, benefits typically consolidate and become your new normal. This is when women often report feeling more like themselves again, that sense of vitality and capability that had gradually faded. Sleep quality continues to improve. Skin may look brighter. Some women notice changes in body composition, particularly if they're also incorporating movement and other healthy habits. Libido and sexual response may begin to shift positively, though this varies widely. Month 3 and beyond, the long-term benefits after 3 months of consistent use, combined with other healthy lifestyle practices, this is when you're really working at a deeper level of cellular health. Hormone balance continues to improve. Cardiovascular markers often show positive changes. The cumulative anti-inflammatory effect creates a foundation for long-term health and disease prevention. But here's what I want you to understand. These changes are gradual and sustainable precisely because you're not forcing anything. You're not overriding your body with a pharmaceutical that comes with side effects. You're not shocking your system. You're simply lowering the barriers and providing support so your body can do what it's already trying to do. Maintain balance, produce hormones, repair damage, and function optimally. The critical context. This is not a solo solution. I need to emphasize something crucial. This olive oil blend is powerful, but it's not a magic bullet that works in isolation. Think of it as one essential piece of a larger puzzle. For this to be truly transformative, you need to support it with other foundational health practices. Movement. You need regular physical activity, ideally a combination of strength training to maintain muscle mass and metabolic health, along with gentle cardio for cardiovascular fitness. Even 20 to 30 minutes most days makes a significant difference. Sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep in a dark, cool room. Sleep is when your body does the heavy lifting of hormone production and cellular repair. No supplement can compensate for chronic sleep deprivation. Stress management. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which directly interferes with sex hormone production and wreaks havoc on your metabolic health. Whether it's meditation, therapy, journaling, time in nature, or connection with loved ones, you need stress reduction practices. Nutrition. This blend works best in the context of a nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory diet. Focus on whole foods, plenty of vegetables, quality protein, healthy fats, and minimize processed foods, excess sugar, and inflammatory oils. Hydration. Adequate water intake is essential for every cellular process, including hormone synthesis and elimination of metabolic waste. The beautiful thing is that these practices synergize. Better sleep improves stress resilience. Regular movement enhances sleep quality. Good nutrition supports energy for movement. It's a positive feedback loop, and this evening ritual can be the catalyst that helps everything else fall into place. Addressing common questions and concerns. Let me address some questions I know many of you are thinking. What if I don't like the taste? Start with smaller amounts and adjust the ratios. You can reduce the garlic initially or add a touch of raw honey if you need to. The goal is consistency, so find a version you'll actually take regularly. Can I make a batch ahead of time? For maximum potency, fresh is always best. However, you can prep ingredients in advance, pre-mince garlic and store in olive oil in the fridge for up to 3 days, pre-grate ginger. But try to mix the complete blend fresh each evening. What about medication interactions? If you're on blood thinners, have a bleeding disorder, or are scheduled for surgery, consult your physician before adding this blend, as garlic, ginger, and turmeric can all affect clotting. If you're on any medications, especially for blood pressure or diabetes, monitor yourself closely as this blend may enhance those medications' effects, which is often positive but should be supervised. I have digestive issues. Will this bother my stomach? Most women tolerate this beautifully, especially when taken with food. The oil actually supports digestive health. However, if you have active reflux or gastritis, start with very small amounts and take it mid-meal rather than on an empty stomach. Here's what I want you to do. I'm challenging you, right now, today, to commit to 30 days. Not perfection. Not never missing a day. But genuine, consistent effort most evenings for 1 month. Pair this evening ritual with 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week, even 20 minutes counts, a daily walk, preferably in morning sunlight, 15 to 30 minutes, 7-8 hours of sleep. Make this non-negotiable. 1 stress reduction practice daily, breathing exercises, meditation, journaling, 5 to 10 minutes. Keep a simple journal. Each week, note your energy levels, 1 to 10 scale, sleep quality, 1 to 10 scale, mood and mental clarity, 1 to 10 scale, physical symptoms, joint pain, digestive issues, etc. Overall sense of well-being, 1 to 10 scale. Don't overthink it. Just simple notes. At the end of 30 days, look back at where you started versus where you are. I think you'll be surprised. I want to close with something that goes beyond biology and biochemistry, because at the end of the day, this isn't really about olive oil or turmeric or garlic. This is about refusing to accept the cultural narrative that says your best days are behind you. That says midlife is the beginning of decline. That says you should be grateful for whatever scraps of energy and vitality you have left. That narrative is false. It's limiting. And it's robbing you of decades of potential joy, contribution, creativity, and connection. Every time you take this evening blend, you're making a statement. You're saying, my health matters. My vitality matters. I am worth the 5 minutes it takes to care for myself. I refuse to fade quietly into the background. I've watched women in my practice transform not just their hormone levels or their energy, but their entire relationship with themselves and their aging process. They stop apologizing for taking up space. They rediscover passions they'd shelved. They reclaim intimacy in their relationships. They show up more fully for the people they love because they finally have the energy and clarity to do so. This isn't vanity. This isn't superficial. This is fundamental human dignity, the right to feel good in your own body, to have energy for the things that matter, to experience pleasure and vitality throughout your entire lifespan. Your body is not giving up on you. It's been carrying you through decades of stress, of giving to others, of depleting yourself to meet everyone else's needs. And it's still here, still trying, still capable of remarkable resilience when you give it what it needs. So here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1. Comment below and tell me you're committing to the 30-day challenge. Tell me one specific thing you're hoping will change. Create that public accountability for yourself. Step 2. If you found this information valuable, hit that like button and share this video with one woman in your life who needs to hear this message. Your sister, your best friend, your colleague who's been struggling. You might just change her life. Step 3. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Every week, I post evidence-based, practical strategies specifically for women navigating midlife health challenges. I cover hormones, metabolism, sleep, stress, intimate health, all the topics that matter but that conventional medicine often dismisses or oversimplifies. Step 4. Go to my website, link in the description below, where I've created a free downloadable PDF guide with a complete recipe, a shopping list, preparation tips, and a 30-day tracking journal. Print it out. Put it on your refrigerator. Make this real. Step 5. Tonight, yes, tonight, prepare your first batch. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait until you have everything perfect. Start now. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Gentlemen, ladies, aging is not a disease. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a natural, beautiful process that comes with wisdom, perspective, and freedom that only time can bring. But that doesn't mean you have to accept feeling less than, tired, foggy, or disconnected from your own vitality. You can age with strength, with clarity, with energy, with confidence, with passion. This simple evening ritual is one tool in your arsenal. Use it wisely. Use it consistently. And watch what becomes possible when you finally give your body the support it's been asking for. Your health is not a luxury. It's not something you'll get to someday when things calm down. It's the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. Invest in it now. I'm Dr. Sarah Brown, and I'm honored to be part of your health journey. I'll see you in the next video, where we're going to talk about optimizing morning routines for hormone balance, another game changer you won't want to miss. Until then, stay consistent, stay intentional, and remember, you are capable of remarkable transformation at any age. Now go make that first batch. Your body is waiting.